because this is your spot. So if you've got any question, our leader is right here with us. Any concerns at all, you can ask so that he can answer you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. For me, um, first of all, my name is Comrade Adam Ogomugomabo. Um, I'm the chairman, Ijaw Youth Council, IYC Abuja. Um, I think the question I could have asked, let me hear from the discussion and let me also know the topic we are discussing about. That can also prompt me to ask questions because I just come in, I don't know what they are discussing for now. So that's why I said, let me still be on the queue to listen carefully about the discussion before I can contribute and also ask my question. Thank you.
I'm here. Don't go anywhere. Ask your question. I'm here. The line was disturbing. Go ahead.
I believe.
Comrade, my boy, you can go ahead and ask your question. There's no
Ask your
particular
question. I'm here. The line is disturbing a bit. Go ahead.
The the question your people are asking the leadership of IPOB, led by Mazen Kanu, and as you can see, he's here with us. So please, what are the questions or what are the things you have in mind to ask concerning the resurrection?
Okay, thank you. Um, first of all, I want to to commend the people of Biafra for their agitation. And like my brother Onajiti, who always knows about me, that we always say that we are not part of Biafra. And whenever we say we are not part of Biafra, we have a reason. But sometimes, because everybody have right for his or her own opinion based on the reason where you understand to. And I believe, thank God that our brother Enab the Kanu is here. The question I want to ask is that this Biafra, which
You can go ahead.
okay. So now, you know, some people like us, we believe in Ijaw Nation and Niger Delta. And the contradiction there is some are saying they are Biafra, some are saying they are Niger Delta. But when you look at all, we still belong to the same South geopolitical zone and Southeast geopolitical zone and the Southwest geopolitical zone. The question I want to ask my brother is that when you talk about Biafra, and I listened to my brother and our brother also, Asari Dokubo, when issues between them were going on about this Biafra. Because in every agitation, there are leaders, and leaders also cut across from different ethnic nationality. And we also know that we have the Southeast, we have the South-South. Me, I'm from the South-South, precisely from Delta State, and Ijaw by tribe. And the question I want to ask is that the Biafra, which is always sound Bia and Fra, this is where some issues come about. Where does this connotation come from? And who are the people behind this Biafra? That is the first question I want to first ask before I ask other question again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You said you're South, so you accept the tag of being from South and Niger Delta. Two names that have no meaning. There is nowhere in this world, in any geography textbook, where you can see South. There is a river called River Nile that runs into the Mediterranean Sea in Alexandria in Egypt. That place is called the Delta region of the Nile. The Mississippi River also has a delta. So what I'm trying to get across to you, my dear brother, is that the name Delta has no meaning. It is only a name answered by people who are not sure of who they are, people who are confused. And the Izon nation is not a confused nation. If you say Izon nation, I will listen to you. If you say Ijo nation, I would listen to you. But that concoction of South or Niger Delta doesn't work with me, because only people who are not sure of who they are will answer Niger Delta or South, because South doesn't exist. It was a mere concoction by Dr. Alex Ekweme, which they agreed to. So why don't you have North? Where is West or East? You and I have more in common than a Fulani man and a Hausa man living in Sokoto. But I give it to you. You want to be alone. You want to divide. I concede. I'm a Democrat. I don't care where people want to stay. But coming to your question, the man that should have answered this question is an Ijo man, Frank Opigo. And when he came up with the name Biafra, people were confused. But God did one thing that was miraculous. Ojukwu did not argue with the name. The name came from an Ijo man, which means that Ijo wants Biafra more than anybody else. But I'll tell you where the name comes from, and I'll give you 3 names. And I want you to bear one thing in mind. I'm from a place called Afara. Afara. If you put BI in front of it, which means come, it becomes Biafra. Afra means the land of the people who we are joined together. If you go through your history books from the beginning, I researched, I went back to the beginning. I don't start from the middle. We are called Biafra, denoting our march through the Afar region of Ethiopia for the final wave that came. Those that settled around a place called Ethiop River. That's how the name came about. You have Ethiop River. Even in Delta State, the deepest river in West Africa is in the Nile of Africa. Our name was first to be. People still talk about Portuguese. I said they don't know what I'm talking about. Biafra, Biafra, and they shortened to Biafra. All the maps have all these names. And this Biafra used to be a kingdom under God, Almighty in heaven, not by man, by God in heaven. And when I was preaching this afternoon, I said to you people, there are some things about Biafra that people don't know. The white man knows about you more than you know yourself. That is why the white man doesn't want Biafra to come. It means come and join. Biafra means come and join. That is our name, not given to us by the Portuguese. Because if you look at the history of Biafra, the first name was Biafra. Second name was Biafra. Some called it Biafraes. And then lastly, it was Biafra. Go and check it very well. And I will conclude by referring you to the scriptures, the Bible, where it was said that my daughters from across the rivers of Ethiopia will bring gifts to my temple. So says the Lord of hosts. And if you go to the map of, I think it was 1368, it is there. Biafra, the very first map, to recognize our sojourn through the Afar region of Ethiopia. And then the same God that we worship said, you will come from beyond. He did not say inside Ethiopia. They will come from beyond Ethiopia to come to worship me. And that is the land of Biafra. Geographically, politically, spiritually, we know what we're talking about. It's only those who are blind in the spirit who cannot see it. And I've led, no wonder Facebook shut down my old account. You could have go there. It was laid out in black and white so that you can see the journey is taken. Only Ijo people were educated enough to know what our name was. Ijo, the same place you come from. If your ancestors, your forefathers, they are telling you you're from Biafra, how are you to say you're from Niger Delta? What is your proof? And I've already proven to you that Niger Delta, my dear brother, has no name. Niger means nigger, black, awful, absurd, ridiculous. In French, it's called Niger. In Latin, it's called nigger. You're telling me you're from Niger Delta. That is very shameful indeed. But I'm sure, and I do hope, that you will go back and do your research and come up with a far more credible name. And I repeat, again and again and again, a John nation came from Arochukwu. Ask Ankyo Briggs. Ask Asari Dokubo. Ask them. Asari Dokubo, do you have Arochukwu blood inside you or not? Ankyo Briggs, do you have Arochukwu blood in you or not? And I'll go a little bit for people who don't know history, because Fulani came and confused all of us, beaten before them. There is a place called Omuadolu in Ikwere land. Omuadaolu, the only place where a land is named after a woman. Land in Igbo nomenclature can never be named after a woman. Do you know why they were called Omuadolu? She was the only survivor when they stopped slave trade. She founded that very community. Now you understand, we have our history, we have all the facts intact. It's only that people don't want to learn because of what the same way that Fulani deceived the Yoruba people is what some of you are falling for today. Fulani have been deceiving you from time you don't want to learn. They deceive you, you don't want to learn. Now they have brought Janjaweed to your village. Omuadolu, for your information. These are the things that people do not understand about our history, who we are. We are one people. I said one people, not two, not three, not four. One. And all the days of my life, I will preach why I am related to you by blood, not by religion, not by conquest. I said by blood, by DNA. And that's what we're fighting for. Not fighting for it so that we can be one monolithic Biafra. No. You be on your own, I'll be on my own. As Lot and Abraham did. Be on your own, I'll be on my own. But I'm telling you that together we can stop the Fulani from coming to take our land. Divided, they can do whatever they like. That is why Ogoni hasn't been cleaned up. That is why they can kill cancer and get away with it. Because we are divided. The sooner we reason, the better for all of us. Thank you very much, my dear brother.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, my leader. Okay, I think Comrade Dudu, you want to take the mic, please. Kindly do.
Yeah, I was thinking the brother Ugomugo, if I'm right, sorry if I didn't pronounce it very well. I thought he has two questions, so I thought maybe he should finish the second one if I'm right. Thank you very much. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
It's unmute.
Comrade Mabo, please unmute. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank our brother Nnamdi Kanu. The last statement he made that so pleased my heart is that he said, everybody will be on their own. And I love that statement. And if everybody will be on their own, some persons observe this Biafra struggle as specifically as an Igbo struggle. Let me say to you guys. Some people view it as an Igbo struggle. Most especially because he said the name was first connected by Ijoman. The Biafra name was first connected by Ijoman based on what he stated there. Now, if our brother can say that everybody can stay on a own, can we fight a struggle through abusing one another, through accusing one another, without having a roundtable discussion? That is my second question.
And it's a very good question. We can have a struggle. The answer to your question is that we can have a struggle without the rancor, without the abuse, without fighting, and with a roundtable. And I'm going to tell this very forum today here. I don't know how many people are watching all over the world. What I've never said before. The person who was prominent from the coastal region of Biafra when we're beginning is Asari Dokubo. Ask Asari Dokubo, did I send representation to him before? Did we sit around the table before to discuss this or not? Write it down so you can ask. and come back to me. Ask him, did I send people to him? How many times did I send people to him to agree all of these things? Did we agree or not? Who insulted each other first? I want you to write it down. Who insulted each other? Did I go out to insult anybody? If you insult Biafra, I will insult you. If you come out with a half-baked theory about the origin of any clan in Biafra land, I will correct you. If you want to be corrected. I studied Biafra for close to 18 years before coming out. I studied the Igbo race for 15 years. I studied Biafra for 3 years. Full-time course I did. I taught myself. Anywhere the person is coming from, I will tell you where you come from, where you were born, where your ancestors come from. I have all the facts and figures. The thing is that we don't want to accept the truth. Everybody will be on their own, and I will remind you of what I said before, that people don't want to reason or think about it. Are any of the other clans in Biafra land? In fact, what is Igbo to start with? So, Igbo people, Igbo. Who is Igbo? Let me ask you, sir. Who are the Igbo people? I'm from Omaha. If somebody from Osoka is talking, can I understand what he or she is saying? If I speak, can they understand me? People don't know. The people come out with things they don't know. They know little or nothing. And when you want to educate them, they don't want to be educated. And you ask them to bring out the facts you have, and you see they're very shallow and meaningless. The fact that you speak a different language or dialect doesn't mean we are not the same people. I'm asking you, why, if we are not the same people, why do we have if you run with the argument of Niger Delta and South, that means that Akwa Ibom is part of South, yes? And Akwa Ibom is part of Niger Delta, isn't it? Yes, we agree. That's what the zoo tells us. But in Ijoland, do you have a Okonko in Ijo? Do you have Epe in Ijo? Do you have Ekan in Ijo? Is there any language of Ibibio or Efik that you speak in Ijoland? I want to prove to you the foolishness of Nigeria and those who believe in Niger Delta answer. I say it open. If you consider it an insult, then so be it. But I'm giving you facts and figures. Is there any language, is there any word in Ibibio language, in Anang language, in Efik that you can speak in Ijoland? Or you understand? Are you in the same fraternity? Because Okonko is from Anang. Okonko is in Ibibio. Okonko is in Efik. Okonko is in Abia State. Okonko is in Abreba, is in Arochukwu, is in Omuahia, is in the whole of Bende. Do you have Okonko in a job? Then how can it be in South? How can it be in Niger Delta? Do you see the foolishness of the reasoning of some people? We are all one people. There will be no rancor nor distress if not for the what I call, I don't know what it is. Let me give you an example, my dear brother. In Israel, the same nonsense that is happening to us happened to Israel. You know, that is why when I look at the similarities and comparisons, it's very, very uncanny. Do you know when Israel was conquered? Was when they divided into two kingdoms. Israel divided after the death of Solomon into the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Southern kingdom is Judea and Benjamin. The northern kingdom are the other tribes. They later changed their name to Samaria. The southern part called themselves Judea. That was when the Hittites, that was when the Babylonians, that was when the Romans came and took them over because they were divided. Israel was divided. If you don't learn from that, you will never learn from anything else in your life. If you are divided, the enemies will take you. I have told you before and I will repeat. Did Igbo people conquer anybody in their history? And nobody conquered them. Because an average Igbo man is a Democrat and a Republican. Doesn't believe you can come to his house and tell him what to do. His house is his castle. And let me ask you one other question. Did Yoruba, there is nothing like Yoruba before. You had Oyo, empire that expanded and swallowed up Ijebu, the Ijebu people, swallowed up the Alaje people and all the rest of them. Don't you know that? Are they one people? They are not. Fulani came and conquered everybody, conquered Hausa, took their language. Today they are trying to push Fufude. The Igbo man do the same thing to the Igbo man. Instead, an Igbo man had to borrow the culture of Anang. Igbo man in Bende. Let me not use Igbo. Let me use Bende. Bende man had to go to Anang to learn to borrow his Okonko and Debe to tell you that we are one people. Anybody who is coming to debate us must be educated. You have to go to school many years over before you come. We are not fighting anyone. What I do is born out of love. I've been to Asari, I've been to Ankyo Briggs, I've been to everybody. I was the one that left United Kingdom to tour the whole of Iguacha, begging and asking our people, let us be one. Maybe by then you were in primary school. This was over 20 years ago that I was doing this, because I know we are one people. The only day I will stop talking about our unity, any day we do a referendum and the judge votes and says, we are not part of this family. If I talk about them again, I will die. Because I want to be able to tell God that these are your children. If I want, I would have taken 5 states before and gone. When I was in prison, they came to me and said, take Igbo states. And I said, no. Not because I want a John, not because I want a Bibio, no, but I want to ask them, do you want to be here or not? With what is happening in Ogoni, can't it teach people some lesson? Please, we are one people. Until you say otherwise in a referendum. You have a vote in a referendum. One man, one vote. You vote. And then after the whole thing, we count it. If you say you don't want to be part of Biafra, I will say goodbye. Then you see what Fulani will do to you. By the time they're finished with you, Hausa will be better than you. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so much.